Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. You stretch, grab your phone, and check your notifications. Nothing. No texts, no breaking news, no new posts. You look out the window. The streets are completely empty. No cars, no pedestrians, no sound, just an eerie, deafening silence. You run outside, screaming into the void, but nobody answers. You are entirely, completely alone. The planet is a ghost town. Every single human being on Earth has simply vanished into thin air. Most people think about this scenario and immediately dream of the ultimate vacation. Breaking into mansions, driving hypercars down empty highways, and grabbing whatever they want from luxury stores. But in the next 10 minutes, you are going to see that being the absolute last person on Earth is not a playground. It is a slow, methodical countdown against nature, infrastructure decay, and the ultimate shattering of the human mind. This is what actually happens when civilization stops. And you are the only one left to watch it burn. The clock starts now. In the first 24 hours, the world doesn't look dead yet. It looks paused. The lights are still on, water still flows from the tap, and the internet is surprisingly still functional. But the countdown has already begun. Modern infrastructure is a living, breathing machine that requires constant human input to survive. Without engineers, data analysts, and field workers, the automation grid begins to panic. By day 3, the dark age begins. The global electrical grid relies on a precise balance of supply and demand. As automated factories and empty homes continue to draw power without anyone managing the load, safety protocols trigger. One by one, regional substations automatically trip their circuit breakers to prevent massive hardware meltdowns. Within 72 hours, the lights go out globally. Fossil fuel plants run out of coal and gas, and the backup generators at major server farms die. The internet is gone forever. Your phone is now just a useless brick of glass and metal. By the end of the first week, a new crisis rises from under the ground. Municipal water systems rely on electric pumps and automated chemical treatment to deliver clean water to your house. With the power dead, water pressure drops to zero. But worse than having no running water is what happens to the waste. Without automated pumping stations, sewage systems back up. If you're hiding out in a basement or a ground floor apartment in a major city, the lower levels of your building will literally begin to flood with toxic waste. We enter week 2, and the silence is broken by a terrifying new sound. Millions of starving animals. There are over 1 billion domestic dogs and hundreds of millions of cats trapped inside empty houses worldwide. Those that can escape will form massive, desperate packs, reverting to their primal predatory instincts within days. If you walk the streets of a major city looking for supplies, you are no longer the apex predator. You are prey to packs of feral hounds hunting for anything that moves. Meanwhile, industrial livestock facilities holding billions of chickens and cows become silent mass graves, creating a biological hazard of unprecedented scale. By week 3, the industrial world leaves behind a series of ticking time bombs. Think about our most hazardous facilities: chemical plants, oil refineries, and nuclear power stations. Nuclear power plants are highly automated and will immediately initiate a scram protocol, inserting control rods into the reactors to stop nuclear fission the moment the grid fails. However, the spent fuel rods still require active cooling for months. The emergency diesel generators powering these cooling pumps only have enough fuel to last for a week or two. By week 3, those generators run dry. The water in the cooling pools evaporates, and the spent fuel rods catch fire, triggering catastrophic meltdowns at over 400 nuclear facilities across the globe, releasing massive plumes of radiation into the atmosphere. By week 4, the weather patterns carry these toxic clouds across the planet. Depending on where you chose to settle down, the air itself might become unbreathable. Major industrial zones and oil refineries lacking pressure management experience massive structural explosions and uncontrollable fires that burn for months, cloaking the skies in a permasmog of toxic chemicals. We enter month 2, and the physical world undergoes a rapid decay. Supermarket food is now completely rotten. The canned goods and dry grains are the only things left, but pests, rats, mice, and insects have multiplied exponentially, breaking into warehouses and destroying vast quantities of your remaining survival supplies. If you haven't learned how to hunt, forage, or cultivate your own secure greenhouse away from the fallout zones, your expiration date is rapidly approaching. By month 6, the psychological toll hits harder than any physical threat. The human brain is hardwired for social interaction. Without a mirror of society, your sense of self begins to erode. You start talking to inanimate objects, inventing voices in the wind, and experiencing vivid auditory hallucinations. The isolation creates a condition known as sensory deprivation psychosis. You are surrounded by a planet of historical monuments, abandoned wealth, and empty museums, but none of it matters because there is no one left to share it with. Value disappears when there is no one else to agree on what is worth. 1 year later, the planet finally calms down. The nuclear fires have burned out, the toxic rain has settled, and nature begins to aggressively reclaim the concrete jungles. Vines crawl up skyscrapers, and roads crack open as roots push through the asphalt. The world has been completely reset, leaving behind a silent green monument to human civilization. You stand on the edge of a quiet horizon, a lone biological anomaly on a planet that has moved on without you. How long do you think you would last before the isolation took over? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to keep exploring the wildest what-if scenarios in the universe, don't forget to subscribe to If Theory. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep asking, what if?